People keep asking me about these packs, and I want to talk about these packs because they're expensive and there's a lot of confusion about whether or not they are good. So let's go talk about the premium packs found in their own special shop in the lobby in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. Okay, so there are two sets of packs. There are the special packs and there are the premium packs. If you are chasing tenebria or stocking up for ML Ross, there are so many mystic metals in all of these packs that you'll be able to basically buy an ML5 unit by getting these packs. Every pack you buy is going to move you down this board down here. So if you buy 8 packs, you're going to get, what is this, 150, 300, 550, 1050, 2500. You'll get roughly 2500 mystics just in the completion down here if you buy 8 packs. Now mind you, there are 10 packs in here. 10 packs total. I know it says 9, but they've got a pack 0 here, PC exclusive pack, which will count. So you don't have to buy all of them to get the full rewards. You can skip out on 2 of them, or you can buy all of them if you're a Giga Monster Ultra Whale. But are they worth it? Which ones should you get? Which ones are worth getting? And what are some great ways to save? And I'm going to tell you right now, there are some insane ways to save if you use the Huawei AppGallery app. That is something, I'll have the details in the description of this video. And screw it, I'm just going to show you. I'm going to show you guys how to use it right now. Let's find a pack that I want. I know exactly which one I want, and it is this one because it's got a freaking bottle of knowledge in it. So I'm going to get this $100 pack. Now, if you're on the PC client, they are currently running a 10% discount. Get this for $89.99 on the PC client. But what if I want to try to save a little bit more money, get a little more something? Well, fire up your favorite emulator. There'll be a link in the description of this video for how to install the Huawei AppGallery and get Epic 7 installed on your emulator through this bad boy. In this later in this AppGallery, there's a promotions section, and under the promotions section, hang on, I got to trick it into thinking I'm on a phone. Give me a second here. So I'll do this, and then okay, gotta go back. You gotta make yourself you're in portrait mode for this. Go into the promotions section, find Epic 7. Epic 7 is here somewhere. Where are you? Epic 7 right here. Right now I don't have any gems. As I make purchases, I will accumulate gems, and I can turn the gems into additional coupons off of my purchases. So I don't really have any coupons yet because I've not made any purchases yet, but you'll get that for further discounts on additional buys. Okay, so I'm going to fire up my LD player version of Epic 7 through the Huawei app, and because I have bound myself through Turkey, I'm going to see all of my shop stuff in Turkish lira. Checking out the premium packs, and notice the prices are in Turkish lira. Well, this one's 2612 Turkish lira for that $100 pack. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick this bad boy up. I'm gonna buy it. And here we go. It's going to go on my Discover card. If you want to use PayPal, you can't buy into Turkey. You got to go Japan, Brazil, Switzerland, one of the European countries, something else. But because PayPal's, I guess, banned or barred in Turkey. But anyway. All right. So I made my purchase. 2612 Turkish lira. Boop. Packs in the shop. Stuff. Now, from here, I can go ahead and go back out, and let's go check the Huawei app again, and let's go check my coupons. So I'm gonna go into promotions, and I'm gonna go down to Epic 7, and now I got 2,600 gems worth of currency. So I'll pick up this big coupon here. Say yes, 400. So I can pick up one of these, and I think that's it. I think I don't have enough gems to get anything else. Now when I go back in, if I want to buy another pack, let's say I want to buy this pack right here for 1306 lira. Now I can click on my coupons, and I can apply all of my coupons to it, and now I'm down to 956 lira for this pack. Just in case you guys are curious, that makes this pack $23.89 instead of 50 bucks. It's more than half off with the discounts and coupons from the other pack, which was about 40% or 35-40% off. using the Huawei app. So you can save a lot of money. If you're wanting to, links in the description of the video, give it a try. If you're planning to spend money on this game, it will save you a ton of cash. Anyway, let's talk about these packs now, whether or not they're good, whether or not they're worth getting. First is the $10. I'm going to round up. I'm going to ignore the discount because some people aren't on the PC client. Some people are using Huawei and making this a 30% discount. I'm just going to talk about the value of the pack based on what their list price is, their sticker price. So your $10 Huawei or $10 Witch of the Mirror Mystic pack. This has got 150 mystics and a 4 days of 10 free summons. So for $10 you get 40 pulls and some mystics. Pound for pound, the value on this is not that great, except that it lets you move down this ladder a little bit here. And if you're looking for ways to just get some mystics, this will get you at least get you the 50 mystics down here for your first purchase, and get you another 200 mystics for $10, and you get some summons right every day. Let's compare that to what 150 mystics cost straight up buying it to the mystic pack, because that's really, if we're going to say are these a deal, we're going to compare them to the normal packs. So 100 mystics is $10. Now you do get 120 sky stones. That's not a lot. And the other one, you do get some summons. So this is not a terrible deal, right? That's kind of like, I would say this pack is about a $12 value for $10. So pretty good. Mostly you're getting this because it progresses you down the board. This pack for $5 is only got 50 mystics in it. We've kind of figured out that you can get 100 mystics for $10. So 50 mystics for $5 means this isn't any more or less of a deal as far as mystics are concerned, but it comes with 10 leafs in it as well. I wouldn't say this is a bad deal or a good deal. I'll maybe say instead of $5, this pack is maybe worth $6. It's slightly better than just buying raw mystics. So not super impressed by this one, but they're cheap, right? If you're looking for 2 packs to progress, if you're sitting right here at 6 and you want to get this extra freaking 2,000 mystics cheap, then yeah, these packs skyrocket in value because their value is tied to the progress bar down here at the bottom, right? If these 2 packs get you number 7 and number 8, giga value. If these 2 packs just get you number 1 and number 2, little bit better value for your money than just buying normal packs. Now let's look at the Witch of the Mirror Mystic pack number 2. This is a $10 pack. Now remember, $10 got us 150 mystics. Here, $10 gets us 100 mystics. But it also gets you some free summons. Again, not a great value. This one is pretty much worth $10. This one is not a special pack. It's the same value as just buying mystics straight up. In fact, buying mystics straight up gets you sky stones, whereas this only gets you 10 days. It gets you 40 additional summons, which is fun for the gotcha angle of it. And for newer players, they'll probably like this way more than the sky stones because, hey, dopamine hit, getting units that you need. Like the first 2 packs, this one is pretty heckin' mid, except it's cheap. If these 3 packs just get you this, this, and this, But if these 3 packs get you this, this, and this, hella good value. But pound for pound, I'm not excited. I'm not impressed by the first 3 special mystic packs. But now we get into the big packs, the optimal for the Witch of the Mirror Tenebria packs. Let's see how optimal these really are. These packs are your $30 packs, right? They're discounted down to $27 because of the 10% discount. Further, if you're on the Huawei app, higher if you are running it off a mobile device. So let's check out. All of the Witch of the Mirror packs are basically the same. Right, they're charms, they're mystics, they're leafs, they're boxes, but there's a piece of gear in it. So we're gonna kind of first value out everything except the gear and see how that values out against $30, and then we can look at the gear individually to differentiate the packs, because there is no difference between packs 3, 4, 5, and 6 other than the gear that's in them. So For $26.99, 30 bucks if you're on a device, you're going to get 5 catalyst chests. Nobody cares. These have no value. Look how many I have. Brand new players, these have a lot of value. Catalysts are a huge roadblock until they can start farming AP. Veterans give a rat's ass. They're the least important currency in the game, but monthlings, weaklings, that's a horrible thing to call them. People have been playing for a week, people have been playing for a month, people have been playing for 2 months. They're leveling up and upgrading so many units, skill ups and awakenings, that these are a huge resource, especially with everybody and their brother telling them to farm hunts and nobody telling them to farm AP. They're going to be starved for these. So these are new player important, but I'm not going to really assign them any financial value at all, because once you get past like the 3-4 month point, nobody cares about these anymore. You just farm AP. The charms, however, the charms are a pretty good substantial ask for and want, and you got 5 leafs and you got 350 sky stones. Sorry, 350 mystics, 5 leafs, and 10 charms are worth. So 6 leafs and 150 sky stones is about 10 bucks. 150 sky stones is about $5 for 150 sky stones. So 6 leafs is worth about $5. So let's just round up, make math easy. They're saying a dollar a leaf. Roughly 350 mystics is 30 bucks, and you get some sky stones to boot. So if we take out the 150 sky stones was $5, so we take about $10 out for the sky stones. So this makes this about $20 for 320 mystics. So we're just gonna make it easy and say $20 for the 350 mystics, right? All right, so we've got $20 worth of mystics. We've got $5 worth of leafs. So we got $25 in those first 2 items. So we've got to decide, are the charms, the gear, and the catalysts worth at least more than $5? What do you guys think about this gear? How good is it? It is maximum starting score. The stats are maximum. There's some things I don't like about it, right? Hit set, you definitely want effectiveness, you definitely want speed. Health is a nice perk. The defense or the attack feels weird. Now, it's a weapon, so there's not a lot of things attack could be. The attack couldn't be defense, and nobody's going to put a flat stat on here, so it could only really be attack or effect resistance. I think more units would use effect resistance than attack. A lot more units would use effect resistance than attack, but there are a couple of units that would want attack, and they are specifically designing this around Witch of the Mirror Tenebria, so I guess they're wanting her to do a little something for damage. Pound for pound, this is a landmine stat. You want this to roll into everything that's not attack, and you know what? It can dodge health a little bit too. You really are just wanting this to focus on the bottom 2 stats, especially for hit set, and they really should just call it what it is and put an S in front of hit set. Nobody likes this set. I don't value this weapon very good at all. It can roll badly, but we've only got to make $5 up, and between the charms and the catalyst, I think we're there. I think this is valued at what it is. I don't think this is any supreme special discount, but you know what? If you want this weapon and you think you've got a place for it, it's okay. But on a 1 to 10 scale, this is a 5. This is just right in the middle of the pack. This pack is not trying to be anything special, and it has succeeded in that endeavor. It is the very definition of mid. If you want to spend $26 on this, you're going to get $26 out of it, and that's it. So should you buy this one? It's not a waste of money, but it's not like it's anything special. Unless the gear rolls banging incredible for you and you lucked out, then yeah, this penta rolls speed, it was worth every penny. This penta rolls attack, there's going to be a couple places you'll use it. That's how I feel about that one. So that's how I feel about all of these. All of these are kind of mid unless the gear is spectacular. So let's look at the gear in the Witch of the Mirror Tenebria Pack 4. So we already know we got $25 worth of value. And if you value these 2 things at $5, then you are break even. But the gear, how good is the gear? Now this gear is a helmet. And this one is actually really good. There's not a single bad stat here. It's speed set with speed sub, which is what you're looking for. It has got health and defense, which is great for soul weavers and knights and any kind of unit you want fast and also to be bulky, and it's got some effectiveness on it, which means it is more leaning towards the support debuffer than the support cleanser. Going to be more valuable on openers, on debuffers, and on knights. Most knights have provoke or some kind of debuff in their kit somewhere, and a little less valuable on the soul weavers, who don't really care about effectiveness nearly as much, more want effect resistance. But this is a good piece of gear, and I think this one is easily, if this gear was just in the shop, just this piece of gear for $5, I would buy it. So I think this piece of gear is easily worth $5, potentially more. So yeah, this one I value way more than 30 bucks. I value this one more in the $40 to $45 range, and you're getting it for 30 bucks. So this is our first pack. We're on a 1 to 10 scale. I'm going away from 5 and 6 and moving this pack's value up to a 7 to 8 range. So yeah, I think of all the packs we've done so far, if you're going to spend 26 bucks, this is the one. But we're not done yet. Let's move on to pack number 6. Pack number 6 has got some booties in there. Observer's leg warmers. Now, once again, we've got the hit set. Not a fan of hit set, but at least it is a speed main, so it's a guaranteed 45 speed piece on hit set gear. That's great. It's got the defense, it's got the HP, it's got the effectiveness, it's got everything your support unit would want, your speed support unit. But again, we're saddled with the attack stat. Again, people will say, well, what do you want if you don't want to attack? Yeah, I think there are twice as many units that would want effect resistance here than there are that would want attack here. But whether you put attack or effectiveness here, or effect resistance here, somebody is going to be upset about it because it's a landmine stat, and your stats could roll into this landmine stat no matter what it is, and boom, the boots. But as long as you are not 25%, as long as you're in that 75%, you're lucky with each of your rolls, and you just stack things into health, defense, and effectiveness, banging good. So I think these boots are worth $5, easily worth $5. I think this pack is worth every penny of the 30 bucks. I would say maybe this is a $35 pack, 35, maybe 40, depending on how good that weapon rolls. So not as good as pack number 5, but still good value. The thing that weakens this more than pack number 5 is the fact that it's a hit set piece, not a speed set piece, and there's just not a lot of units that want or care about hit set. Did I skip one? I skipped one, guys. Let's take a look at the pack that's got the armor. This is armor, right? Yes, armor. This is perfect in every way. This is every bit as good as that speed as the helmet pack. So it's effectively the same pack. It's the same pack as the helmet pack. It's the same gear stat spread, health, speed, effectiveness, and on the armor, you've got health, speed, effectiveness, $40 to $45 pack for 30 bucks, worth the purchase. Number 4 and number 5 are tied for the best packs so far in here as far as what you're going to get for your value. And the boots are just slightly behind them. Now let's get into the more expensive packs. These are the ones that have the ring and the neck. And because they're right side gear with right side charms, they're more expensive. These are $50 packs. So once again, let's break down everything that's not the gear and see if this is worth $50 or not. So we have got 700 mystics. So we got roughly $35 worth of mystics right here in our $50 pack. So didn't mean to click buy. And we have got about $10 worth of leafs. So we're up to $45 in our $50 pack with the first 2 items. We've also got 5 MolaGora. We take $10 out for the value of the MolaGora. That gets us down to $5 in the black. So far, with these 3 items here, we're looking at $55 to $60 worth of value in your $50 pack. So already the pack is in the black, unlike the others were. The others were either at or just below break even. This one's actually in the black. And you're going to see that the more expensive the packs get, the better the value of what's in them becomes. You also have this mana stone. I don't put any value on these things at all. I think they're the biggest scam the game ever put out. Some of you guys may say this thing is worth a ton of value to you. I think they are shit, and I'm not going to put them in my valuation scale because Smilegate thinks these things are worth $1 million. You also have some artifact or accessory charms, and accessory charms are a huge huge roadblock right now for everybody. Everybody's starting to feel the pinch on the accessory charm, so you may assign some value to that as well. But mostly we are saying, hey, we're already at a $55 to $60 pack for 50 bucks. What's the gear look like? Or what does the gear look like? The gear has got an HP main on a speed set. So already we are limiting this to support units of one kind or another. Knights, soul weavers, debuffers, openers, people that want a lot of bulk. You could say HP scalers, but HP scalers, DPS HP scalers typically don't want speed set. They typically are looking for things like destruction, lifesteal counter. Not always, but typically. So the HP is nice. Once again, we've got the defense and the speed, which is banging awesome. The effectiveness, which is perfection. We're obviously targeting openers more than soul weavers, and the landmine stat of attack. The hateful landmine stat, this one you will probably wind up changing to effect resistance, because who is this targeting? This is targeting knights. This is targeting openers and debuffers. This is targeting potentially debuffing soul weavers. Very, very, very few people are going to give a rat's ass that attack is on this. This isn't the kind of gear you put on an opener DPS. You would want crit chance or crit damage as the main stat. If it's an HP scaling opener, I guess there's one or two out there, you would want crit chance and crit damage down here as well. It's a very weird thing to have attack on this, and it's a garbage landmine stat, so this has lower value, but it's still a good piece. I would say it's probably worth $5. So we've got a really good value on this one, right? We've got a $65 to $75 pack for 50 bucks. That's pretty good. It's decent value for your money on that 1 to 10 scale, where 5 is absolutely mid. You're breaking even. It's not worse than normal packs. It's not better. I would put this one in the 7 to 8 range. I think this is a good pack for your money. And the exact same answer for the ring pack. Whoa, wait, you're right. You're right. I looked at the freaking neck one. Let's look at the ring. Okay, it's the same. The ring is the same, except instead of health being the main and effectiveness being down here, effectiveness is the main and health is down here. Here's the thing. Speed set effectiveness name with speed subs. If this rolls a lot into speed, who cares what the other stats are? Everybody's dream is to have high speed effectiveness main. If you get at least 3 rolls into this speed, you will use this until the end of the world. If you don't get like 3 rolls into speed, then it's okay, but I think this is maybe a little bit more valuable than the neck, but only a little bit. But I would put this in the same price range as the neck pack. I'm standing by it. These two, 7 and 8, are your best packs. 4 and 5 are your second best packs. 6 comes in third place, and pack number 1, I mean, if you're going to skip a piece of gear, this is the one I would skip. I think pack number 3 with the hit set, my bad, weapon is probably the weakest of the gear packs. So you could buy pack 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and then get the 3 cheap packs and fill out your board. I think that if you're trying to fill out the board and get these 1,500 mystics at the end, that's probably your best route for getting the best value out of the gear packs and dropping these 3. But if you don't care about the gear packs, what if you are a burgeoning whale and you want to start looking at the big pack, the Witch of the Mirror pack? Is this one a good value? I hope this one's a good value, because I freaking bought it right in front of you guys. It better be a good value. Okay, so this bad boy's got $75 worth of mystics in it, and it's got 15 MolaGora in it. 15 MolaGora is worth between $30 and $45. So we've already achieved the $100 value of the pack. Everything else is icing. These 10 mod boxes, I don't know about you, but I use these things like they're candy. They are high value for me. Maybe they're lesser value for you. The mana reset stone, again, who gives a rat's ass, but at least it's a selector. You get the one you want. The slate, though, if you can choose an unknown slate or a bottle of knowledge, let's be real, everybody gets the bottle of knowledge. For a lot of whales, the bottle of knowledge alone makes the $100 pack. This pack is a screaming mega value for end game players. End game players love the reset box or the mod boxes. End game players love the bottle of knowledge and slate. And even if you ignore everything, right? You cover it all up. I can't put my hand over it, but you cover it all up except for just the MolaGora and the Mystics. You've got $105 worth of value in your $100 pack. This one is a 9 out of 10 value. This one is a really, really good value for end game players. It is less of a value for newer players who aren't going to really need the bottles and slates nearly as much, who aren't going to need the mod boxes nearly as much. This is more of a mega value for late game players. But the last thing we have to discuss is the Witch of the Mirror premium summon packs, and this one's a little easier. This one's a little faster, so we're gonna go through it pretty quickly. For $5, you can get a couple of guaranteed 5 stars. They're not selectors, they're just random 5 stars. Not that great. It's something that's nice for newer players, and if you're trying to work this tree across the bottom to get your bottles, good job putting the bottle at the very end, Smilegate. I see you. I see what you're doing. Then, you know, it's $5. Something newer players are going to enjoy. This is a get new players to spend pack. Veterans see no value in this. They've already got pretty much everything, and they don't need another Iron Fan and Lulika. It's okay for $5. It's a fun little Gamba pack. 5 out of 10. If this pack was a spice, it would be flour. Then we got the growth pack. This is a pack that has 0 value for end game players. It's got 1,000,000 gold in it, and that's great. It's got 30 penguins in it, and that's great. That's another chunk of gold, right? And it's got this awakening elixir, and nobody who's been playing the game more than a year cares about these. And it's got these potions of ascension, and nobody that's been playing for more than a year cares about these things. Now, for people who've been playing under a year, max value, 10 out of 10, totally worth getting it. This will save you so much time, so much farming, and lets you kick your units up to the next level. But for people who've been playing over a year, even at $3, there's almost no value in here other than to move you down the progress bar by giving you an additional pack. If you're sitting here at pack 7 and you need to get 2 more packs, mind you, this isn't like the last one. You need 2 packs to get from 7 to 9. Drop in $5, $6, $7, $8 to get a slate. I would spend $8 for a slate. I mean, a bottle of knowledge. Wouldn't you spend $8 for a bottle of knowledge? I don't even care what's in the packs. They don't have to send me anything. Just let me spend $8 to buy this bottle of knowledge. That's what these 2 packs are about. They're for down the road. They're not for like instant value. They are new player packs. They're designed to help the end game whales finish off these last 2 and to help the brand new players get used to spending, because these are pretty high value for the yearlings. But once you've been playing for a year, not much value here. I think for new players, these are 8 and 9 out of 10. And for people who've been playing more than a year, these have no value, no intrinsic value at all outside of moving you on the progress bar. Same thing with the welcome pack. The welcome pack is the PC exclusive. The only difference is you can buy a second one. Everybody gets one, and if you buy it on the PC client, you can get a second one. Huawei spenders cannot use this pack. It will not show up in the Huawei AppGallery. You got to go straight in. It'll just look like this. So you do have to buy this on the PC shop. Once again, it is not that great. If you're a brand new player, if you're just trying to move the progress bar down a little bit, you want to just get these 25 free Galaxy summons, you know what? For $5, $10, $13, you've got 2 5 stars guaranteed, 2 4 stars guaranteed, enough squeezins to max them out on the cheap, and you got your 5 Galaxy pulls. That's pretty heckin' good. They are designed to attract new players. They are designed to tap into the dopamine hit, the Gamba aspect of it, and you got to decide if that's what you want to do with your money and you want to have some fun with it, go for it. The Extreme Summon Pack. So the Extreme Summon Pack is just like the Welcome Summon Pack, except it's extreme. And how's it extreme? They just added 9 free covenant summons a day for 7 days. For an entire week, you can do additional 10 summons, and these do stack with the existing 10 summons that you get. So that's pretty cool. That gets you a lot of free daily summons, which is fun. It's fun getting lots and lots of daily summons, and it's only $10. I know it says $8.99, but I'm just rounding it up to the non-discounted values. Currency is going to vary from country to country. Again, it's a Gamba pack. You could walk away with absolutely nothing. You could get nothing out of these summons. You could summon all 4-star heroes out of these tickets. The rates on these tickets vary. You always want to check the details. It looks like the 4 to 5 star Summon Hero tickets have a 15% chance. It's not the 70-30 ones you guys are used to. It's a 15-85. So you could get 15%ed 10 times in a row. But if you want to play the odds mathematically, you will get 1.5 5 stars here and 1.5 5 stars here. So mathematically, for your $10, you're going to get 3 5 stars on the average, and then your daily pulls as well. So if that sounds fun to you, go for it. And again, it's a relatively cheap pack. These first 4 are pretty inexpensive ways to get yourself down the CR bar and move your way towards the higher value stuff. But what everybody was curious about, the equipment pack. So let's talk about the equipment pack and what is good in here. So the first equipment set packs. I'm not going to bother breaking down whether or not this stuff is worth it and how much value it is, because all this stuff is just bonus fluff. Everybody is here for the gear sets, and that's what everybody cares about. So the question is this gear worth $30? And this is all pre-rolled. You don't have to spend gold or charms or anything to build it up. It's just bam, drop the cash, get the gear, get to play in the game. So how good is this gear? The first pack number, well, it's not number, just the speed crit pack gives you a crit set and a speed set. Speed set, you want speed on it, duh. So let's take a look at it. It has got 15 speed on everything, and it's got a little bit of DPS going on. Right? It's a DPS centric speed set for people who are running to build speed DPS units. You have 15 speed on everything. So this is for building your mid-tier speed DPS units, your Green Sids, your Teus, your Zahaks, possibly your Ludwigs. I think that you want to go in that 230 to 250 speed range and pack a punch. This set is great for. So are you having trouble building your mid-tier speed DPS units? And of course, the crit sets also have that 15 speed and all DPS stats on it. This is designed to get one of those mid-tier speed units up and running so you can do some damage. 15 speed's not amazing, but when you combine it with the value of all damage stats stacked in here, it's actually pretty good. This is a nice set, and it's only 88 gear score. 88 gear score on 88 gear is the definition of average. It is rolled decent. If you think you can buy this and reset it and try to roll it better, the starting stats are pretty low. You could re-roll it and get it into the 90s, but you can't control where the rolls grow, and just resetting pre-rolled gear like this doesn't feel good. But if you want to play that game, you can play that game. I would not recommend it. 88 is average. Isn't 88 awful for 88 gear? If you have been playing for 5 or 6 years, yes. But if you've been playing for 5 or 6 months, no. This is average. This is designed to get newer players, early game players, early to mid game players, to get them the gear they need to jump in and start playing, to be able to compete in RTA enough to get their master skin, to be able to be in guild wars and not be dead weight, to be able to do trials of the constellation and not just flip their table over how hard it is, to be able to do the PvE content, to build their rift teams, to complete their hunts. That's what this gear is designed for, and it is well designed for that. And why is it well designed? Because people like me aren't going to buy this. People like Elf Mage, this isn't going to make him better at RTA. AB is not going to win the World Cup because he bought these packs. This isn't widening the gap. This isn't making the gap between starting people and end game people even bigger. It is cleverly built to shrink that gap, to help the new players and the mid-game players achieve, get further, make their accounts better, while not doing anything for the end game players. The end game players are kind of stalled in place with this. It might help some of their PvE stuff, but they ain't gonna buy it. They ain't gonna need this. So it's very smart way to sell it. If this had 23 speed in it, people would be like gushing about how great it is, and the free-to-plays would be raging about how the game is now pay to win, and you obviously aren't intended to play this game as free-to-play. This is a very well thought out pack. So this is a decent starter damage dealing pack. If you are struggling with your speed DPSs, there are worse places you could spend your $30, but if you've been playing for more than a year or more than 2 years, you probably aren't going to be interested really in almost any of these packs. Let's take a look at the Destruction and Pen set. The destruction gear and pen gear is built basically the same as the speed gear, but with a heavier focus on damage and less of a focus on speed. It does have some speed on pretty much all the pieces, so you aren't going to be dirt slow, but you're going to be able to use this gear and get into the 160 to 170 speed range and be thermonuclear, be able to drop giga damage. This is going to be for your Januas and just anybody you want to build to blow things up, your heavy duty attack scaling, damage dealing units. Solid gear. Again, all of it's 88 gear score. Again, the same thing. This is going to really help out the newer and mid-game players. The late and end game players are going to look at this and go, yeah, it's all right. It's all right. It's nothing to write home about. I got better. I've been farming for 4 years. I got better. But people who've been farming for 4 months will salivate over this. This is going to let them blow some shit up, and this is going to let them start to play the game on a higher level. So not bad. Not bad at all. Now we got the speed HP set. So this is clearly targeting support heroes, knights, healers, openers. So let's see what we got here. So on this set, 12 speed. So not openers, more support heroes. We got effect resistance, so not debuffers, but probably soul weavers. This is your soul weaver knight set. You got a lot of HP, you got a lot of effect resistance. You're going to be able to build your weavers in such a way that you're going to have, you need your Ruel built, you need your Destina built, you want to get your Desert Jewel Basar online. These are good packs for that, but more of a niche use. You generally don't have trouble building your soul weavers. The game gives you a lot of free gear for it. Everything about this is, kind of quintessentially mid. It's nice that they focused health on one and that they spread it out with effect resistance on another, but it's nothing to get super excited about. Do remember that you can mod the 6% up to an 8%. So these are really 90 gear score pieces once you're done modding them, and they do come with some mod boxes to do just that. So just about every one of these pieces can be modded up to gear score. So really across the board after modding, these are 90 gear score pieces. It makes them a little bit better than people are giving them credit for. It's a decent set. It's good for newer players. So let's see, what else have we got? Counter set and immunity set. So lots of units want counter, even in the age of the great Mortellix. Counter is still out there, and I cannot overstress the importance of immunity. Now I'm seeing percent attack on the boots and destruction on the neck, but I'm seeing HP on the ring, so it's kind of weird, right? Is this for an HP scaler or is it for an attack scaler? So it's, instead of being kind of designed to build one unit, it's like these are split up. And also 88 gear score on counter is bad. Why is it bad? Why is it good on everything else but bad on this? Well, speed set, in addition to the substats, your speed stat goes up by 25%. HP set, in addition to the substats, your HP goes up by 20%. Counter and immunity, in addition to the substats, you don't get any other stats. The immunity, in addition to the substats, you don't get any other stats. You get an effect. And the effect is great. Immunity is a great effect. Countering 30% of the time is a great effect, but you still don't get any stats. And counter units are typically bruisers, and bruisers are amongst the stat hungriest units in the game. So the value of this is much lower. If you look at the pieces, there's nothing you can really mod to make it better. These are 88 gear score. These are 88 gear score. These are 88 gear score. There's nothing you can make a higher stat. You can't mod these up to 90. You're locked in, and 88 gear score is low. Generally, good bruisers, you're going to want your gear score to be on average in the 92 to 95 range, even at the mid game. So I'm not a fan of this. This gear is kind of garbage. And if you are brand spanking new and in need of some counter gear, this will get you over the hump, but you will probably replace and maybe not use these except for 1 or 2 pieces here and there. Probably after 7 months of playing the game, you'll probably wind up throwing this stuff in storage as a collector's item. I think this is a low value. The counter immunity says the lowest value one here. And of course, the speed hit set, the one that everyone's talking about. Why is everyone talking about it? Because it's got 17 speed on it. And that is fast for a lot of new people. A A lot of new people haven't run it yet, haven't started speed checking yet, and this lets you get opener level speeds. We're talking masters, guys. We're not talking emperor and champ. We're talking masters. This lets you get opener level speeds on your openers. And most importantly, the one thing even end game players are going to kind of look at, 17 speed on an effectiveness main speed set ring is crazy good. The most sought after piece of gear in the game, bar none, no matter what kind of a player you are, is speed set effectiveness main with multiple rolls into speed. This is really good piece. This piece right here is worth the entire value of the pack for most players, but you got 17 speed on every single piece of gear. That's going to let you build, I think, 290 to 295 speed opener for the high speed ones, and that's enough to get your foot into masters. Remember, when people say, oh, this unit you need to be 300 speed, you can't play a game at all, your unit needs to be exactly 5% faster than your enemy, and then you get to go first. So don't race with people who pick Renak, Vildred, Wanderer Silk. Yeah, you know what? Don't race that. But people who start out with Arunka Ilanov and you want to go first, that's not going to be hard with 17 speed pieces of gear. So this is the highest value piece here. 17 speed is really, really nice, even on shit set. It's really nice for new players, mid-game players, and even some late and end game players. Of all of the packs, this one's the best. So to rank them in order, speed hit set, number 1 value. Very good value, considering picking it up myself. Number 2 value is going to be a toss-up between the speed crit for people who are trying to build speed DPS units and the Destro Pen. They're about equal value, but with different slots. This is for a speed DPS builds. Can't get my finger over there. Camera. Okay, this one is for speed DPS builds, and this one is for just straight up nuclear bruiser destruction, blow shit up DPS builds that don't worry about going so fast. Other than that, they're about the same value. It's just different flavors of the same coin. I think there are more units that would use the Destro than the speed, but the speed DPS is probably one of the hardest ones to build. Then the 2 lowest values, this one, the speed HP set, it's not bad. It's just not amazing. You can mod it out to 90 gear score, making it valuable. You make this, you put the mod boxes into this and you get lucky and you make these into 90 gear score pieces. They're a lot more valuable to you, but you have to put additional work and luck and gold and rolls into changing it into good gear. As it is, it's just mediocre gear. It's nothing to write home about, and honestly, I think you could farm Rift for a month and get better gear than this, but it's not terrible. This is just bad, and I think you could farm Rift for a month and get significantly better than this. If you're starved for gear, if you don't have anything and you've got a unit that just needs counter and $30 is nothing to you, then sure, go for it. But I think pound for pound, this one is the weakest of the gear sets, and I would not endorse buying this at any level of gameplay. And now we get the more expensive ones. We got the $50 upgrade pack. So this has got 40 MolaGora in it, and we've ascertained that 40 MolaGora is about, that Smilegate values MolaGora at about $2 to $3 per MolaGora, depending on which pack you're buying. So we'll go on the low end to make it $2 for MolaGora. You've got an $80 pack for $50 here. If you need MolaGora, this is a great value. This is the cheapest way to buy MolaGora in the game right now, bar none. If you don't need MolaGora, this pack has no value to you, because these are good for new players. Now, new players are going to salivate over this because new players are locked by catalysts big time. New players are going to love these catalysts. Veterans are not going to care. They just go on the pile with the other 1,300 of these things we have, and we don't give a shit. Veterans are buying this just for the Mola. If you've got a ton of Mola, this has no value to you. If you're a new player, this is a fan-freaking-tastic pack and one of the best values in the shop right now if you're willing to spend money. And the nice thing about it is there is no gamba to it. There's no gear to roll. There's no units to pull. There's nothing that could go wrong. You spend $50 and you get $50 worth of stuff, and you apply it to your game. You don't have to worry about any kind of RNG for it. None of these are going to, you can't fail to mola something up. So this is a great value. So far, this is the top value pack in the game, with maybe the possible exception of the 17 speed gear, depending on how far along you are. But screw all that. Let's talk about the big packs, the $100 packs. People want to drop a hundo on this game. Oh my God. I'm going to skip the artifact one, go straight into the hero one. The hero pack has got a couple of things in it. First, there's this little box that you can buy a potion of ascension or an awakening elixir. Why would they take the $100 pack and put the most useless things in it? Nobody cares about these, Smilegate. If you're a brand spanking new player, I think if you're a brand spanking new player, potion of ascension, awakening elixir, those are really nice. This is to hook the new players, but this is garbage for everyone else. And it's got a 5-star summon ticket in it. Again, new player hook. Veterans don't care that much. They already got everything. It's random. It could just be another, I don't know, Coeric. You know, somebody you're not really going to use anywhere. But what else is in it? So we got two kinds of slates in here. First is the unknown slate. An unknown slate is an imprint for anything in the game. Any 5-star in the game. Limited, ML, collaboration, RGB, whatever you want to stick the slate into immediately gets an imprint, as opposed to the slate of fate, which is an unknown slate at home. This is like you ordered an unknown slate from wish.com. This is what they sent you. This is the same thing as an unknown slate, except it does not work on limiteds, it does not work on collabs, and it does not work on MLs. This only works on 5-star RGB heroes. If it's a limited or an ML, the only way you can use this on a limited or an ML is to mule it through an RGB. What I mean by that is, say you've got a bystander hwayoung and you want to use the slate on it, you have to use the slate on a regular hwayoung and then put that imprinted hwayoung into the bystander hwayoung to piggyback the imprints that way, getting rid of your fire hwayoung. Now, that's something people can consider doing with all these selector tickets we're getting, right? You use your selector ticket, you pick a fire hwayoung, you put the slate of fate in the fire hwayoung, and then now you put your double imprinted fire hwayoung into your summer limited hwayoung, and you've got a triple imprint. So you can, you know, piggyback it like that, mule it across, right? That's it though. And what else do you get? Well, you get a RGB selector hero, so you can pick up that fire hwayoung, and then you get a limited selector hero that you can use on any limited hero up to and including Young Senya. That means you can't get limited hwayoung with this, but that means with this ticket you can get Afternoon Soak Flan, you can get Frida, you can get Ida, you can get Young Senya. You cannot get Tori, you cannot get Summer Hwayoung, of course. You cannot get Renak. I think it's just those three. So if you guys are looking for how to get your Afternoon Soak Flan, $100 and she's yours. So you get your Afternoon Soak Flan, and then you get your Ice Flan, and then you stuff this into the Ice Flan, and then you stuff the imprinted Ice Flan into your Afternoon Soak Flan, and you got a triple imprinted Flan, and now you got a quadruple imprinted Flan. Not saying that's what you're gonna do, I'm just saying you can. So anyway, is this a value pack? Is it a good pack? If you are desperate for, if $100 for the limited unit of your choice and ways to imprint it is value to you, that's a personal decision. If you have all of the limited heroes, you haven't missed anything, you're a late end game player, and this has almost no value to you beyond maybe you want the slates for other things. Maybe this, like I told you earlier, slates alone are worth $100 to some whales. And there's two of them in here. And it really is two of them because you can piggyback this one into this one to feed into whatever thing you're actually imprinting. So yeah, this is a pretty good value at any stage of the game, but it is the biggest value for the relatively new players who are hungry for their Young Senyas, who can't wait until September, October, November to pick up their Afternoon Soak Flans on her reruns. But there's nothing you can get from this that you can't get just from waiting. Just from waiting for banners to rerun and pulling. This is all about instant set gratification. This is all about getting the stuff now instead of waiting for months. And you got to decide if the $100 to have it now versus saving the $100 and saying, hey man, I sure am glad I waited. They reran Flan early. She came out, she's out in September now. Who knows when she's coming back? That's your call. And the flip side of the coin is the artifact version of the same pack. The artifact version of the same pack, there are no slates of fate, of course, for artifacts, but we do get our bottle of knowledge you can use to enhance any artifact, limited, non-limited, whatever, as long as it's not one of the special artifacts. You can't use bottles to enhance special artifacts like Guild War artifacts. You can't use this to upgrade your Proof of Valor. Those are locked away. It can only be used on artifacts that are pullable from a banner. If the artifact is not pullable from a banner, bottles do not work on it. That's the easiest way to tell. And you get 150 powder, which is enough to almost 30 shy, enough to straight up buy an artifact from the powder shop. And with all kinds of limited artifacts rolling out and things like Wind Rider in the shop, that's pretty heckin' nice. In addition, you will get a free artifact, free random artifact. Have fun with your Iron Fan while everyone else in your guild gets Wind Rider. That's going to happen. 5 charms is nice, a little bit of fluff. But the big things is you get a selector ticket that you can use on any RGB artifact. Not limited, not collaboration, and not the 2 most recent, not Robin or Krau's artifact, not the 2 recent, but you can use this to select artifacts up to the most recent, right? And a limited selector to pick up a limited artifact. It includes up to Young Senya. That means you can get Proof of Friendship, which is Young Senya's artifact. You could get any artifacts that came out with Afternoon Soak FLAN, with Frida, with Ida. You want to pick up any artifact or any limited artifact. World's your oyster, and you've got the bottles to bottle it up once you get it. How important is this to you? Well, it depends on how hungry you are for artifacts. Endgame players, people who've been playing the game for a while, have all the units. This one, I think, is more value than this one. But people who are relatively new and are missing those key limited units, this one is more valuable than this one. But they are both really, really good if you're wanting to spend $100 to get something that's just not around anymore. But again, I will say the same thing as last time, is this gives you nothing you won't get by waiting. You will get all of this stuff by sitting on your butt and waiting for the reruns to come. But if you want it today, now, to use immediately, instant gratification, well, you just whip out your wallet, you swipe that card, and it is on your account. And that's your call. Can you stand waiting weeks, months for the rerun, or do you want to go now? For those of you who are curious about it, Young Senya, her banner was in December. And Afternoon Soak FLAN, her banner was in late October. And Frida and Ida, their banner was in September. That doesn't mean that's exactly when they're going to rerun. If anything, I think all 3 of those are going to rerun about a month or 2 months ahead of when they actually ran, to make room for other things to happen at those key times. This can get very, very expensive. And once again, I want to remind you guys that we still have the August announcement. We still have the second half of the Epic Anniversary event. More packs are coming, more offers are coming across the anniversary. They get super generous, and be careful of your budget. Be careful you don't drop $1,000 on your Tap Tap Booba waifu game and then you can't make rent. Don't spend above your means. That's my take on the best way to do it. Make sure you save some money by using the Huawei app linked in the description of this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You guys have a great rest of your week. Take care, Epic 7.